Oh, the countdown's not there. God damn it. If I put the countdown up now, it won't show the right time. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Oh, it is. Terrific. It started counting down even though it wasn't visible. Qapla, everyone. Welcome to Deep Space Nine, Wednesday for January 22nd, 2020. We are, 12 hours away? 11 hours away from the premiere of Star Trek Picard. 10 hours? 10 hours away from the premiere of Star Trek Picard on CBS All Access. I don't know that I'm going to be awake for it, but it's getting close. Patrick Stewart was on all the CBS shows this morning, from Good Morning America and The View, pandering to the hosts of those shows, really trying to give his Shakespearean best for drumming up support. Chris Perza with a $5 donation for the Sassy Needs Treats Fund. Thank you so much, Chris. We will definitely put that. Sassy. Treats, Sassy. We'll get your jerky back. Sassy is looking right at me, but she does not seem abused. We will get you a treat, Sassy. I promise you. Thank you so much, Chris. So Star Trek Picard, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for Star Trek. Okay? Now, I don't know if it's going to be good excitement or bad excitement, but excited nonetheless. So Joseph Petrick was early and first says ready for Deep Space Nine. Cinnabon Bunny was a couple minutes after him, says yay. Then I told everybody a few minutes, and Cinnabon says, we don't have a few minutes. Of course you do. Live with Matthew was, I believe, first. That says, Qapla, Bird of Prey and all. Welcome, Live with Matthew. Shronmore says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mount Prey, 5 fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. Surf Trektronics says, good bird day to all. Welcome, Surf Trektronics. Shronmore says, and greetings to Sassy. Chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. And Sassy is actually going outside right now. Probably. With Mamo Prey to go scourge at some squirrels. Scourge, Sassy. Scourge. Shromore says 5x5 bird. Thank you. Yes, when I had the welcome screen on, I realized the timer wasn't there. Because I changed the screen back from the Kuroga National Anthem. Depending on what stream I do, I go back and forth between the anthem. When I have the anthem playing, there's no countdown timer. And when I don't have the anthem playing, I have to remember to put the countdown timer back. Yosef says, hail, Joe, Mamo Prey, Sassy, and the flock. Thank you, Yosef. Shromo says, remember to switch to live chat. I did. You guys, please remember to switch. Yosef says, and we have the first son of a bitch. Rock Solid is hashtagging Dear Bob. Not going to happen today, Rock Solid. Joe Lau says, hail chat. Welcome, Joe Lau. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Bird O' Prey, Mama Prey, Sassy, O' Prey, and fellow nerds, birds. I will be watching Picard and doing a review, but not releasing it until our friends across the pond have seen it. That is your choice, Sci-Fi Nation, but I tell you goddamn what, I'm releasing my review as soon as I get done with it. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm going to watch the episode. I may decide to just go on and do a live stream. I may just upload a quick review and then a full review. What I will do is there will be something that is both spoilers and spoiler free. If I do it as a single review, then I will start it as spoiler free, and I will warn people at some point in the video where we go to a spoiler type review. If I do it as two separate videos, then one will be marked spoiler free or no spoilers, and then the other one will be marked as spoilers. We'll see. It really depends. It depends on it depends on what the episode is like and how I want to review it. I mean, if I'm going to go full breakdown, or if I'm going to just do a quick review, it's not worthy of a full breakdown, or what. It's too hard to predict. We'll see what happens. There were some Discovery episodes that, I could review in 15 minutes, and some that I needed an hour and 15 minutes. Shromor says, greetings, Joseph. Hope you got on well in that interview. Very cool. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello, and Qapla. Hello, and Qapla, not Ryan Johnson. Rambling Canuck says, hello, Bird of Prey and all. Welcome, Rambling Canuck. I think you released a video this afternoon. I did not get a chance to watch it yet. It is in my email box. Rocksolid says, remember, smash that like button, set chat to live. Make sure you're still subscribed. Join the Subscribe Star or donate if you can. Set chat to live. And don't troll. Drive the ship. Son of a bitch. Oh, don't let Troy drive the ship. Son of a bitch. Yeah, well, that's just Starship Captaining 101. Joe Lau says, oh no. What? Oh no. Oh no, what? Yosef says, hey, Shromor, 30-minute interview took 1 hour, so let's see. Oh, very cool, Yosef. Usually that's a good sign. Shromor says, here's hoping for you, Yosef, indeed. Shromor says, I know all 4 competitors. All great folks, so whoever gets it will be a good choice, and I like my job, so nothing tragic happens if I don't get it. However, if I get it, I will be really happy. Well, Yosef, then I hope you get really happy. I really, really do. Chris Perzer says, Qapla to our mighty leader, Birdo Prey, to Mamo Prey, and Sassy O'Prey, defender of all. Thank you, Chris. And sorry, I'll be listening on my phone. Have a good one. Thank you, Chris. Take care. Well, if you're listening, take care from the chat, I guess. Immortal Technique says, hi, guys, and is the live long and prosper. Hello, Immortal Technique. Surf Trictronics says, can I plug my Prelude video? Of course you can, Surf Trictronics. In fact, Surf Trictronics put out a video prelude to the Picard series. I watched it yesterday, but Surf, if you want to put in the link to your video, go ahead and put it in. It was a very interesting video. Surf Trictronics put in some information that I personally could not confirm, but he says he's got a source, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens over the course. But either way, source, or whether it's correct or not, he puts in a very interesting video and a very I liked it. It was an entertaining video, and it brings you up to date on Picard. Josh Street says, hey, Bird of Prey, Cinnabon's older brother. I'm not Cinnabunny's older brother, although I wouldn't mind if I was, but I am not. Chris says, don't forget to hit that like. Yosef says, hi to Joe Lau. Aberjam says, Bird of Prey, McClunky, today's gruel was especially delicious. Thank you for your kindness, oh mighty leader. Aberjam, you're not being held in Kuroga, but it's fine. I'm happy your gruel was delicious. Sci-Vi's Bird of Prey, I could just put a spoiler alert in the title. You could. I mean, I'm just telling you what I'm going to be doing. Rock Solid says, you know you need to do, Bird of Prey. Film yourself watching Picard and have a bell counter for every son of a bitch and post it. I don't know that I'm going to be doing that because I'll probably be watching Picard at an ungodly hour of the morning, likely while Mamo Prey is still asleep. So best I'll be able to do is give you my reaction to watching Picard, but I don't think I'll be able to live record me watching Picard. Mr. Captain says, any truth to the anti-tracker bird 2020 ticket? Only in that it's the bird/anti-tracker 2020 ticket. In fact, it's not even bird/anti-tracker. It's bird/anti 2020. He misheard me. Sci-Fi Nation says, Rock Solid, that'd be funny as hell. Rock says, I'd like to see the over-under on that, Sci-Fi Nation. Uncle Remus says, Robert Meyer Burnett is coming to Brooklyn Saturday, Bird. Maybe you can get him on your show as a guest. Robert Meyer Burnett, he's done some Star Trek stuff. To be honest, Uncle Remus, although I've seen Robert Meyer Burnett on Midnight's Edge stream and a couple of things, I honestly don't really know all that much about the guy. And I just don't, I have absolutely no personal knowledge of him. He doesn't know me. I would have a much better chance of getting someone like Nerdrotic or Doomcock coming on the show if they were coming to New York than Robert Meyer Burnett. I mean, he probably doesn't even know who I am. Josh Street says, Aberjam, we found you in Cinnabon's stream last night, but the Kurogan police shot you and all the others in the bank. Oh, wow. Shromore says, Rock Solid, I suggest making the Picard watch a drinking game, but it would result in fatalities. Joe Lau says, I can't watch Picard. 8 a.m. not join Amazon. 8 have to wait a few more hours for it. Oh. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, evil dictator, the rogue state of Turkestan is at it again. Son of a bitch. Hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. Surftronics says, yes, that is the link, his prelude to Picard timeline video. He does a very detailed timeline of the events leading up to Star Trek Picard. Aberjam says, Josh Reed, that does not surprise me. Nevertheless, valiant effort, sir. Guys, and really, please subscribe to Surftronics. He puts out, Star Trek videos, the types of videos you want to watch if you're at this channel. I'm subscribed. I watch his videos. They're good stuff. He hasn't put out a ton lately, but what he does put out, I enjoy. Uncle Remus says, CBS should have ran the first Picard episode on regular TV to get people hooked on it, the way they did with Disgracery. Make it slow, number one. Yes, well, I think the fact that they didn't put Picard episode 1 on TV is proof that putting episode 1 and 2 of Discovery on regular TV did nothing. Did nothing for Discovery. If anything, it just got more people to hate it. Okay? If putting episode 1 and 2 on Discovery resulted in record number of CBS All Access subscriptions, then you better be damn well that they would have been doing that again. Right? Because if you have tremendous success getting people subscribing, and now you get another Star Trek series, you say, oh, let's do it again. We'll get all the people we missed the first time. It'd be a no-brainer. But the fact that they are not doing that, that tells me that the time they did it on Discovery, it did not go well. They're like, nope, wouldn't even suggest that. If somebody brought it up, they're like, you remember what happened the first time we did that? No, we're never going to do that again. We are never going to put a free Star Trek episode on and hope people subscribe, because they're not going to. We're going to be a laughingstock if we do that. That's what that means. Cinnabon says, Josh Reed, Mamo Prey withholds the lobster when he dares speak illegitimate Prey. What? Withholds the lobster? What? Mamo Prey. He's saying, I'm not saying I withhold the lobster. Josh Street, Mamo Prey withholds the lobster when he dares speak illegitimate O Prey. I don't know what we're talking about. Rambling Goonook says, Bird of Prey. Yes, I did get a video out. Thank you for mentioning it. Appreciate it. Yes, guys, and check out Rambling Canuck as well. Rock Solid says, who is Bird O Prey 5? I'm Bird O Prey 5, Rock Solid, but you know that. John Street says, Aberjam. Anti-Tracker says he and the Turtlestand forces are looking for you. Anti-Tracker says a lot of things. Sci-Fi Nations is already subbed to him. Very cool. Mr. Captain says, calling out Anti-Tracker. He's streaming you on Rational Roundtable, and he's attacking Karoga. He thinks he's attacking Karoga, but they're in the wrong country. It is quite laughable. Do you hear explosions? No. No. Thankfully, there's no. Because they're nowhere near here. They're not in Karoga. Sci-Fi Nation, hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. Roxod says, where is Bird of Prey? Ah, wouldn't you like to know? Shromore says, hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. Chief Cook says, hi guys, welcome Chief Cook. Roxod says, why is Bird of Prey? Okay, what, where, why, how is Bird of Prey 5 going to be next? Josh Street says, Sci-Fi Nation, you are just brainwashed into loving Karoga. 12th level of Robot Hell, a.k.a. Robot Hell Sewers, a.k.a. New Jersey. Mr. Captain says, yell out, Anti-Tracker, you son of a bitch! I can't, That was a natural thing that happened that first time I recorded that. No, it's not true, Mr. Miles! It's not true! Anti-Tracker, you son of a bitch! It's just not the same when I have no inspiration. But anyway, guys, today we are, of course, watching Deep Space Nine, Season 2, Episode 17? Yes, Episode 17. Playing God. Playing God. So get it queued up. If you have it on Netflix or Amazon or whatever you've got, get it all ready to play. DVD, it's all good. If you do not have it and you want to watch it live with me, right now, if you go to birdofprey5.com, click on the link to the BOP5 screening room it's near the bottom of the page. You can watch it live as I watch it, with the audio and the video. And why did the stream just freeze for me over here? Okay. Hopefully that's just me. It's freezing for. You can watch it live with me. Again, that's birdofprey5.com. Go to the link. Yes, I am experiencing interruptions. Find out why. No, I don't want to go to Google Quality Report. Video streaming records for Verizon unlicensed. Are you guys having any problems with the video? Chief Cook says Picard comes on tomorrow morning at 1:05 a.m. Well, it's 1:05 a.m. Pacific time. That's 3, and I believe it's 1. They said 1:01 a.m. But actually, they said 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. Excuse me, 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 1:01 Mountain, 2:02 Central, and 3:01 a.m. Eastern time, which is my time. You guys ready for Picard? I am. Uncle Remus says, whom is Bird of Prey 5? Sci-Fi, number one Sci-Fi says, what is this fascination with fake countries? Well, Anti-Tracker wanted to be Turtlestand, because, and again, I started it, but I created the glorious nation of Karoga in the browser game nationstates.net. And so Anti-Tracker's, Bird of Prey's got a fake country. I got to start a country too. So, what did he choose? Of course, he chose a stain, a turd. a turd that stains shirts and clothing, so hence the name Turdistan, which then he shortened to Turdistan. And I'm sorry, but my tablet is just, I have to close it and try to go back because it's just completely stopped playing YouTube, and if I leave it like that, it will time out and I will lose all the comments. So there we go. We got 25 people watching. Very cool. That's even with anti-tracker stealing probably 10 people. That's okay. That's okay. There we go. All's good now. So guys, get your copy of the episode ready. Let's see. Let's make sure. Now, if you don't have your own copy and you don't want to watch it live with me, then, of course, in the bottom right corner, you will see, there we go. We'll pause it there. You will see the episode a screenshot every few seconds. And you can follow along there. Of course, there'll be no audio for you. And I do have to get this settled. Okay. Perfect. Both are synced up. Now I'm not ready to hit play yet. Let me read a few more comments and then we'll get ready to hit play. Roxas is Bird of Prey. How is Bird of Prey 5 racist? You and Elizabeth Warren both. Oh, how is Bird of Prey? Because you're saying how is what, a Native American term? You're the racist. Uncle Remus says Picard looks old and tired. Well, I think that's part of it. I think he's supposed to look old and tired. To be blunt, I think he is old and tired. Wesley Crushes is anti-trekker. When are we getting a Kurogan history documentary? Well, Wesley, the victors write the history, so you're not, you're asking the wrong person. Rock Solid says the line must be drawn here, this far, no further. Quark, Dogs of War. Yes, Rock Solid. I forgot completely, and that was 3 years after, because that was in an episode of Deep Space Nine in 1999, whereas the first contact was 1996. So in 1996, it was quite famous. Captain Picard says, the line must be drawn here, this far, no further. And then he smashes his ship. And then 3 years later, in Deep Space Nine, they give the same line to Quark about a completely different thing. And it's hilarious. I don't know if I picked up on it at the time. I probably did, but I forgot. That was a great line. Yeah, Dogs of War. That's when, I don't know, some Ferengi stuff is going on. I think Quark is going to become the new Nagus, but of course it's not true. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, greetings birds, turds, and zombie hunters. Welcome, Wesley. And I did watch a little bit of 7 Days to Die overnight, but I'm not ready yet. Yosef says, Netflix is queued up. Very cool. Rock Solid is still trying for that Dear Bop. Not happening. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, I was happy to find out that I qualified for my custom YouTube URL, so I claimed it. Nice to have my channel name in it. Very cool, Sci-Fi Nation. Well, paste it in. Chief Cook says Picard comes on at 1:05. Well, again, that's Mountain Time. Sci-Fi says 5x5 there. Okay, I guess it was just a local problem. Roxodds says the only problem I'm having with video is seeing Bird of Prey on my phone. Uncle Remus says fire up that BitTorrent. No. If you're going to watch Picard, there's plenty of ways to do it. There's legal ways. If you have Amazon Prime Video, but you live in the United States, you can get a VPN for like literally $2 a month that can make you appear that you're in any other country in the world. So just, set yourself to be in the UK or somewhere, or France, or whatever, and then if you connect to Amazon, you get to play whatever Amazon is playing, you know, if you lived in the UK. And who says you're not in the UK? Right, if you went on vacation to the UK, you would still have access to your Amazon Prime, but you would be able to see what what you would get would be based on the country you were in. So who's to say you didn't take a quick trip to the UK? And honestly, you probably would, right? If you had to watch Star Trek and you could only watch it in the UK and you had the money to burn, you would probably take a trip out to the UK to watch Star Trek and then come back. So the fact that you're not doing that is only because you don't have enough money to do it. So it's really discrimination against the poor to not let you just watch it on Amazon Prime to begin with. So you're really fighting the power, fighting the man. I would say it's not nearly as illegal as torrenting it. Which I do not suggest. There's just too many risks with torrenting. But VPN, I understand. I'm not going to give anybody any qualms over using a VPN. Okay. Surf says Bird Mario for giving me Turd Tribe shout out. Mahalo. Jesus. Mahalo for giving me my Turd Tribe shout out. You're welcome, Surf. But here it's not called a Turd Tribe. It's called a Karogan Crib shout out. Adega Outlaw says, Hail Bop. Qapla Adega Outlaw. He also says hi to Sci-Fi. Uncle Ruby says, we a skid mark of a country. Turdistan, indeed. No, dear Bops, rock solid. Stromore says, greetings to Odega. Chief Cook says, is still streaming. Thank you, Chief. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, why would Anti-Tracker stream now when everyone is going to be here? You are a lot funnier. Well, because you see, Wes, he needs to build up his hours so Rational Roundtable can get monetized. And the easiest way to do that for him is to play a game while restreaming me, because this way people go there because I'm talking, because frankly I'm more interesting than him playing Just Cause 3. But he's able to get an audience, and so those hours all add up to get him. Once he gets to those 4,000 watch hours on his channel, then he can monetize Rational Roundtable, so he can get super chats, so he can do more live chats on Rational Roundtable instead of antitracker.com. And that beeping is the hospital bed. Which it's been quite a few months since it's beeped, but it's probably just a random error. Hopefully. It's been a while since we had to deal with this. Odega says, hail, hi to Stromore. Wesley's Bird of Prey Picard is 93 in the show. Why would a 93-year-old be doing anything? Indeed. Stromore says, Wesley, Rational Roundtable is an evil minion of Anti-Tracker, a malevolent imp of Turdistan who murders innocent Kurogans. Uncle says the 93-year-old Picard should be drooling in his oatmeal. Oh, God. Sci-Fi Nation says Josh Street will be formally charged with sedition under Kurrogan Sedition and Treason Act of 2019 and convicted of war crimes against the glorious state of Kurroga. Bird of Prey will decide your fate. Roxanne's Bird of Prey, those saying that Picard is too old in the future, forgets McCoy was on the Enterprise D and was over 150. I believe he was 137 when he was on the Enterprise D. But yes, human life has been extended, you know, so but still, a 94-year-old, or let's say a 90-year-old in 2400 would be like a 60-year-old now. Which, granted, 60 to 65 years old is kind of when people are expected to retire, especially if they have the financial resources to do so. So I would say that, you know, Picard has retired. Picard has retired. He's resigned from Starfleet. So, for all practical purposes, Picard has resigned and is basically retired. Now, he can still do stuff, and, you know, he's an 80-year-old actor playing a 94-year-old man in a future where 94-year-old men should be acting like 60-year-old men do today. We'll see. I mean, whatever he can do, he'll do. It's not going to matter that much. Roxlot says, Sci-Fi Nation, as soon as you hit 100 subs, you get the personalized URL. Thomas Potts says, Bird of Prey, are you sure this is the right episode? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Shadow Play was last week. That was where the holograms were disappearing. So this is the right episode. Track 95 says, Bird of Prey, are you listening to Anti-Tracker? I am not. I am not. And Sci-Fi Nation put in his URL. Very cool. See, now my personalized URL goes back so far before YouTube needing to put in the /C or the /user, that it's just youtube.com/birdoprey5. No extra letter in between youtube.com and the username. Rock says, when I was in Germany for work in 2018, I was able to watch the first half season of Disco on Netflix for free. It was kinda neat. Yes, well, you know what? If you had a $2 a month VPN, you could watch the entire series of Disco on Netflix for free. Well, for $2. But still, the VPN would also further protect your internet privacy. Josh reads a sci-fi under the act, invading Karoga and wiping out its people is okay. Got it. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Sci-Fi says, rock solid, I was bored at work, so I tweaked some settings and just happened to cross it. Never got an email for it. Rock solid says, how does one torrent a TV show? You'd have to find a site that had it. I'm not going to go into the details. Cheryl Moore says, Bird of Prey is using the Total Recall Defense VPN. Sci-Fi Nation says, Josh Street, no, it isn't. Rocksods, it's Sci-Fi Nation. They don't tell you when you get stuff like that. You just have to know. Uncle Remus says, torrent, Google is your friend. Oh, there's a lot of info out there. Mr. Ken says, Anti-Tracker is currently discussing your diarrhea issues and other Karogan issues. Sure he is. Carlo says, hi, I hope you're all well. Welcome, Carlo. And Carlo, I saw what you said on Anti-Tracker stream. It is never necessary to super chat. I mean, it's yeah, if you've got the extra, but don't worry, you don't have to apologize to him, and you most certainly don't have to apologize to me. Track 9 versus Bird of Prey, he's talking about you. I'm sure he is, because I'm the most interesting thing is more interesting than playing Just Cause 3. That's for sure. Now, if he was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, maybe he wouldn't have time to talk about me. Josh Streets of Sci-Fi Nation, the only thing that can in this act that would be called a war crime is making fun of evil god dictator. Chief Cooks is Bird, pee in the bed. Now, I'm not going to pee in the bed. Algorithm says your carbon monoxide alarm is going up. No, it was the bed alarm. It's not the pee in the bed alarm. No, it's not the pee in the bed alarm. It was the mattress alarm. Hopefully it goes off like once or twice a year, randomly. Wesley says Picard was born in 2305. So this show takes place in 2399. Sci-Fi Nation says, actually, Josh Street, any crime against Karoga is a war crime. Rock says he was 137. You were closer. What did I say? 136? Joe Lau says, hail Adega. I have to watch your Orville Nation stream after Bird. Very cool. Yes, check out Adega Outlaw as well. Josh Street says, everyone, don't let Wesley Crusher plan heist. he will go plain Wesley F up F down. Trigger Anti-Trigger says your bed is made of the same material as the depends on for your chronic diarrhea. Danny Pearson, hello bird and all. So stoked about tomorrow's debut of Star Trek Picard. Yes, Donnie. In fact, at the beginning of the stream, Donnie, I was saying I'm actually excited for Star Trek. It has been a long time since I've been this excited. Rambling Oak says, Bird of Prey. And my son just informed me that the Star Wars Clone Wars final season trailer has dropped. Yes, I heard about that earlier today. But as I never watched Star Wars Clone Wars, I don't intend to watch the trailer because it won't mean anything to me. Wesley says, John Street, I was carrying the team last night. Trek95 says, Bird of Prey. What's a good VPN that's not expensive? I use Pure VPN, but to be honest, it's only cheap if you pay 2 years in advance. So I don't know. There are cheaper ones out there, but I'll if people are interested, I'll put some links up later. But the one I use is Pure, P-U-R-E VPN. It's fine if you use Chrome. You can get a Chrome extension. You don't even have to bother with anything else. You can just in the Chrome extension choose what country you want to be in, and then it just works like magic. Joseph says rule 1: don't Jack Sparrow without a VPN. Right. Bad bird in the bed. Now, come on. Anyway, we're going to get started, guys. We're going to get started. So, again, this is Season 2, Episode 17, Playing God. We're going to hit play in, let me bring it up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so we've got a ship docking at the station. So, Bashir is talking to a guy, and he's saying that just hearing about Jadzia is going to make life a lot easier. That she sounds a lot nicer than all the other Daxes she heard about. When he heard that Jadzia Dax was going to be his field whatever, he asked for reassignment. Dax has personally eliminated 56 or 57 host candidates from the program. So the kid thinks Dax is long asleep, and Bashir's like, "No, she's a night owl." So Jadzia is at Quark's. So we're hearing about how that there's 5,000 people looking for just 300 symbionts, and this kid is shocked and amazed that Jadzia is playing Dabo with a bunch of Ferengis. And she's talking about it's the ears. She says you weren't supposed to be here till tomorrow. His name is Arjun. Oh, it's Tongo, not Dabo. Excuse me. So he's a Trill initiate. So Dax is like, we'll have to teach him Tongo. So Quark tosses out a Ferengi. Oh. So Dax is taking him to his quarters because she just won and now pisses off all the Ferengi. And he's still in awe that Dax, because you know, when you're a Trill, you're supposed to be holier than thou. Like when the season 1 started, Dax was like, oh, us Trill are so much better. I mean, she didn't say it outright, but we're so much better than you know, one lifetime people who are always, you know, trying to find relationships and worrying about, you know, how you look and how you smell and blah, 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 blah. We're Trill. We have lifetimes and lifetimes of experience. Of course, by the end of the season, she was, you know, having drinks in the bar with everybody else because they realized that they didn't want that type of character. However, Trills are generally supposed to be like Dax was when we first saw her. And this kid was expecting a very, I'd say professional, for lack of a better word, person, and he comes to find Dax playing tango with a bunch of Ferengis in the middle of the night. It was probably literally the last thing he would have ever expected from somebody with a symbiont. So we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Dax, I have something I was gonna show. You know what? We'll show it tomorrow. We'll show it tomorrow. We've got enough stuff going on. Joseph says, try NordVPN. I'm having a pain in the ass. But it's geo-blocked. I haven't tried Nord personally, but hey, if it works, it works. Shomos says, Bird of Prey, if Starfleet is not the military, why are they always in uniform? Because it looks better. It looks better. And hell, in Deep Space Nine, we see Bashir sleeps in his uniform. At least in TNG, Picard didn't sleep in his uniform. Riker didn't sleep in his. Okay, so the initiate has come to Dax's quarters and finds a random guy answering the door. And he's like, I thought this was Dax's quarters. He's like, it is. She's in the shower. So... oh, a guy kisses her on the hand as she goes. She's in that towel. He invites her in. So Jadzia asks the Trill to get her a black hole from the replicator. It's a Ferengi drink. Computer black hole, as the replicator creates a black hole and sucks in the entire station. Nope. I think it's the Jägermeister of the Ferengi Alliance. Jadzia is talking about all these things that this kid's all confused about. He doesn't play tango. He doesn't wrestle. Like, what are we going to do while you're here? He's like, I was under the impression field training consists of, and she's like, I know what field training is. And he said, yes, ma'am. She said, if you want to become a Trill, don't ever call me ma'am again. He's like, call me Jadzia. So Jadzia says, no, it's not. If it's appropriate, he'll call you Jadzia. She's like, well, I'm sure it's not appropriate, but I hate to be appropriate. Oh, and we see O'Brien crawling out of a hole in the floor in Ops. Kira is pointing at something. Is this the episode with the voles? Come to Papa. Voles! It is the episode with the voles. Cardassian voles. They're rats. They're Cardassian rats. They're being attracted to electromagnetic fields. Well, why don't you just set up some type of big electromagnetic generator in a storage room, and you'll get all the voles there. So Jadzia brings the initiate to meet Sisko, and then she points to the asses of Kira and O'Brien and says, that's our first officer and our chief engineer, and says to Sisko, what are they, conducting repairs? And Sisko says, nope, chasing voles. And there she goes. She gets a vole and she gives a dead vole to Arjun. And man, that is one ugly looking rat. It is one ugly looking rat. So Sisko says, oh man, field training with Dax was the nightmare of the initiates. And Jadzia says, that's Curzon, not me. So she's taking him through the wormhole because that's the safest place to go. Joseph says PIA is private internet access, not pain in the butt. Lightwood Matthews says, Bird of Prey, I did love the fairy tale episode that made fun of how frigid Dax was at first. Shromore says, I read that one. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey has more viewers than Anti-Tracker. Proof his spree of war crimes against Kuroga isn't even popular. Well, to be fair, Sci-Fi Nation, it's because Anti-Tracker is streaming as Rational Roundtable. If he was streaming as Anti-Tracker, he would no doubt have 4 times the audience I have, if not more. He had 90 people this morning, where if I had streamed at that time, I'd been lucky to have 20. Admiral Saval says, yo, Cinnabon puts in the unicorn. Yes, today's DJ Odyssey's in the stream. Today's the day DJ Odyssey is gonna... Well, maybe today. He's gonna put on the uniform. It's supposed to come. DJ Odyssey has been forced to wear a rainbow unicorn costume. No, DJ just got home from work. Miss Londell, Qapla! So Dax is saying that Curzon recommended that she be terminated from the program. Not terminated, like killed, but terminated from the initiate program. So the Runabout just hit some type of subspace interface pocket. They have no idea what the hell that is. And now they've got it, I guess, on camera. And he says you better take a look at this. And they snagged something in subspace. They don't know what it is. The computer can't identify it. So this is like Jadzia's fantasy. An unknown something has hit the Runabout. It's like not every day you get to explore a completely unknown something. So here we go. Now O'Brien is thinking. O'Brien's going to have to evacuate the station to round up all the voles. Oh, now Quark brought a dead vole. Quark says, as landlords, you guys are responsible for this. I expect vermin control or I'm going to. And Kira cuts him off and says, leave? Oh, I wish you would. Oh, so Quark wants to know what they're working on. And O'Brien says, oh, it's something that'll make the Vols beg for mercy. He says, what is it? And O'Brien aims the sonic thing he created at Quark, and it drives Quark crazy, because Quark can hear those frequencies that humans can't, but the Vols can. So Dax calls the station. They picked up something on the runabout. They're going to be tractored back to the station, and Jadzia wants to study it. Jadzia wants to study whatever it is. And I guess Cisco has no problem bringing this thing aboard the station. Well, so that's fine. If we do it in the morning, it'll give Jadzia time to hang out with the initiate guy. And so it seems like she brought him to the Klingon restaurant. He's playing like a Klingon accordion, singing some Klingon songs. And Jadzia, of course, joins in with him. This guy is so out of place, so uncomfortable. And the Klingon comes over to the guy and says that Dax taught her that song. A Klingon song he had never heard. And then the Klingon tells the kid not to get any ideas, that she's mine. And Jadzia says, you haven't touched your meat or gawk or whatever. And she said, no, you have. He says, I have touched it. It's interesting. He said, no, you moved it around your plate. He said, no, it moved itself. So he says, I really wasn't that hungry. And Jadzia says, no, speak up for yourself. He'll make an effort. Josh reads his bird of prey. Oh, look, anti-trackers in DS9. Oh, my God. Come on. So anti-tracker owns the restaurant, owns the Klingon restaurant in Deep Space Nine. Oh. So the kid's father sponsored him to be an initiate. Father just wanted the kid to become joined. He really didn't care what he did afterwards. Jadzia is asking him about his goals. He doesn't seem to have any. He's not sure what he'd do. He figured he'd get guidance from the symbiont. So Jadzia's like, you have to be the host. You don't want the symbiont to take over you, overwhelm your personality. I don't think this kid's gonna make it. Shrum was his bird of prey, so you're saying the Klingon restaurant DS9 would just serve crap. Possibly. So O'Brien called a random Cardassian apparently for help with the Vols, and the Cardassian was less than helpful. And O'Brien, and he also tells O'Brien, he's like, by the way, their mating season begins in about 6 weeks. So, I think Dax gave him a present that was going to help, a pipe for like the Piper. Oh, she called it space seaweed. She can't scan it. She's going to do tests tomorrow. Uh-oh. Cisco says he knows that look. Jadzia says, what look? Cisco says the look that he's not going to make it. Jadzia says she's not sure what he brings as a host. How he advances the symbiont to the next level. He's riding his father's ambitions, and he has no idea what he'd do with the symbiont once he gets one. She's saying her job is to show him what it's like to function as a joined Trill. That's it. It's not his job to teach him how to be a Trill. Jadzia says, who am I to confront him? So Cisco's like, you're Dax. Oh, and we've got somebody at the door. I put the camera off so Mama Pray can... the camera's off. But the show still plays on. Anyway, so Jadzia is really pissed. Apparently, Curzon Dax did some crap to her when she was going through her cycle, her initiate cycle. And apparently she doesn't know. She's really pissed at Curzon. That even Cisco doesn't know what Curzon did to her. And she's like, she won't do that to another initiate. She'll never do that to another initiate. Anyway, in the meantime, this weird space seaweed that they beamed into the science lab, and Jadzia wasn't going to take a look at until the next day, just decided to get bigger and get out of its force field. And then we had a commercial break, and now we're back on the station, and Miles are looking for more voles. Can I put the camera back on? So Cisco is like, so nothing's safe on the station anymore because the voles have gotten everywhere. The voles can make it through, I guess, security, security force fields. So, So the kid's trying to make up for the fact that he didn't explain to her last night what his goals were. He's saying, I want you to know I do have goals. She's saying, I think you're just telling me what I want to hear. You went to sleep last night, you tossed and turned about what you told me, and now you're trying to fix it, which is true. It's absolutely true. And Jadzia is saying, I know what it's like. I toss and turn. Please don't insult me. So they're running some type of analysis on this big glowing thing. Jadzia says she's worried about him. Joseph says, I'd be a host in the blink of an eye, almost immortal. You know, Joseph, I've thought about it quite a bit. I don't think I would be. I don't think I would be. I feel like I would lose too much of myself. What's the point of being immortal if it's not me being the one that immortal? Not that obviously nobody's going to ever get that chance in our lifetimes, but no, I would not be someone aiming to get a Trill host. I really wouldn't. Especially knowing it was a lifetime commitment. So the kid's feeling a bit betrayed. He's saying after she was so like, I'm Jadzia, cool initiate friend, and now she's going all hard ass on him. So Jadzia's saying that, her job is to weed out the wrong candidates. And he says, so in your mind, I'm the wrong candidate? And Jadzia says, well, I'm not sure yet, but I want you to know in my mind, I just want you to know what's going on. And the kid's like, I should have realized this. You're Dax. Standards for Trill hosts? I've never seen any host in my life so far below the standards as you. No wonder Curzon Dax tried to terminate your training. Because he saw Jadzia drinking and playing Tonga with Ferengis and having random guys that are coming out of her quarters in the morning. He's very pissed. And he really has no business saying those things. So the containment chamber is again being strained. Jadzia's giving it's a very specific growth pattern that the computer recognized. It's the expansion patterns of a universe. We have a proto-universe in its early stages of formation. And as it grows, it's displacing our own universe. Oh, it's an energy mass with properties that don't conform to our own laws of nature. So they probably couldn't even... If they got it to the wormhole, it could threaten the whole system because of Verteron nodes, whatever the hell those things are. So Dax is saying we can self-destruct it if we create a strong enough force field. The collateral shockwaves will probably destroy the lab. No. It's about 3 hours before it expands again. O'Brien can get the thing done by then. So Odo's going to evacuate the entire section just in case. Obviously, that's too easy a solution, so we know it's not going to work. Well, not that it's not going to work, but it's not going to be used. Joseph says, I'd be a host in blink of an eye. I read that. Miss Lindell says, a Trill or a Goa'uld? Neither for me. But I'm assuming Joseph was saying a Trill. So the kid is the kid. He's an adult, but he's talking to Quark at the bar. So Quark is saying, Quark thinks that Jadzia broke his heart. And Quark says it's initiate stuff. He said, with a bad recommendation of a field dose, you can forget getting the Forget getting the symbiont. So Quark is... Oh, so Quark's whole life fell apart because of rule of acquisition 112. Never have rule with the boss's sister. Never have sex with the boss's sister. So the kid's like, well, how'd you ever get back on your feet? He's like, I never did. He's like, you only get one shot. If you miss it, you miss it. And it says, welcome to the club. That was not a very reassuring speech. Kid says thanks, and Quark says, glad I could help. Yosef says Trill or Tok'ra, but Trills can have careers. Tok'ra fight on the snake. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, you know what, though? I would take Tok'ra if I was about to die. Or, you know what? I would take Tok'ra. Because I guess, assuming the Tok'ra would heal me and I could walk again, and I wouldn't be a burden on the family, I would take the Tok'ra. The Trills don't have any magical healing ability. The Tok'ra do, so there is a difference. I would take Tok'ra. Hell, I might take Goa'uld, but I would take those over Trill. So this is all technobabble. So even though they couldn't scan this before, and it didn't correspond to laws of nature, there are laws of nature. They have somehow scanned it and found something, and Dax is about to come out and say, we can't destroy it anymore. She scanned indications of life. There's life in that universe now. So now we can't collapse it. There are life signs. The computer confirmed it. So she's like, we kill voles. And Jadzia says it could be intelligent life. And Kira's like, how's that possible? It's only a few hours old. And now Julian says, well, billions of years could have passed inside that universe. And sentient life could have developed in the last few hours. So O'Brien says in 2 minutes this thing's going to expand. If we're going to do it, we got to do it now. And Cisco's like, get out of there, Chief. Get your people out. We're not going to put up the containment field. So the thing's about to expand. Yep, and it just blew up. It blew up a big part of the station. And now we got this big glowing thing. We got a hull breach on the station. So it's going to expand 300%. So we can beam it into space, says Bashir. How is it that you can beam an entire universe into space? Kira says we need to destroy it. Kira says we got to destroy it before it destroys us. And Odo's like, we can't destroy it. And Kira's like, it's like stepping on ants, Odo. And Odo's like, I don't step on ants. And nobody has a better idea, though. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. If you do nothing, it's going to destroy the entire universe. And if you do something, you might kill an entire universe. I'll be honest. I probably would have collapsed the damn thing. I'd say, well, sorry, but, you know, it's only one or the other. Yes, you would be different because you don't know that there's intelligent life in that universe. You know there's intelligent life here. Also, if time is moving so quickly in that universe, intelligent life might die out by the time you destroy it anyway. Uh-oh. Cisco's talking to Jake, and Jake is saying, he told you, didn't he? But O'Brien didn't tell him anything. Oh, Jake is saying, I love her, Dad. She's everything he ever wanted in a woman. And Cisco says, I'm sure she's a lovely girl. And Jake's like, oh, she's not a girl, she's a woman. She's a Dabo girl. And Cisco's like, you're in love with a Dabo girl? And Jake's like, you said O'Brien told you. And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, now you're hiding things from me? He's like, well, you wouldn't have understood, would you have? And he's like, no, of course not. And so Cisco's like, it's Marta, isn't it? So Jake is saying, I really want you to meet her. And so Jake says, can I invite her to dinner tonight? And Cisco says, not tonight, but soon. And so Cisco kind of gave the okay. And so Jake's happy and says, it's okay, Dad, you'll love her. Ms. Lundell says, I don't see much difference between a Goa'uld and a Tok'ra. Well, if you were being oppressed by a Goa'uld, you would. Shrum was a bird of prey. You are a god emperor, so you could easily bend a Goa'uld to your divine will. You could rule entire star systems, not just Kuroga. Well, that's true. Miss Lundell says, I'm with Kira. Although you all have to do is get it back where it came from. Yeah. Lightwood man's a bird of prey. He's in love with a stripper. Yes, he is. Ms. Lundell says, there's nothing wrong with being in love with a Dabo girl. Of course not. Especially if that Dabo girl is Lita. So now Dax is talking to the kid about how Curzon sized up Jadzia in about 20 seconds. And she hated him for it. But when she learned about Curzon's recommendation to terminate her, she was a different woman. She torn through everything with a passion and a vengeance. And in the end, the administrators chose her for joining. And when she found out Curzon was dying, she requested the Dax symbiont. And she's like, she never understood why Curzon didn't refuse, except as she's come to know Curzon's dark sense of humor. It kind of made sense. She's like, I'm Jadzia, but I'm also Dax. So Jadzia is trying to explain to the kid, and he's like, you're giving me another chance? She's like, no, you're the one who can give you another chance. So Cisco says we're going to try to take it back through the wormhole, which was extremely dangerous, and why they didn't try it the first time. So, of course, he happens to be a level 5 pilot. So he's going to go with her. Of course, he left there. It looks like an entire glass of Romulan ale. So we get a pretty cool shot of the Runabout parked right outside the station. Now I have to say, that runabout looks way too big compared to that station. The runabout should be, I mean, that runabout had to be way closer to the camera than it looked. Because that runabout should have been a fraction of the size of the station at that point. Remember, that's part of the station holds runabouts in it. That was just a terribly shot. That was a terribly shot angle. So how the hell are they going to even fit this thing inside the runabout? It was so big before. So I don't know what secure mode transporter is. Yeah, that's bad size. 50 kph. 50 kilometers per hour. That's nothing. Whistle sound? Is anybody hearing a whistle sound? So Akira gives a prayer to the prophets. May the prophets guide them. And invented the wormhole. There is a little bit of a feedback on the sound. Let me see if I can fix it. Hopefully that's better. Wesley, I can't take it later, guys. Well, take care, Wes. I'm sorry. Is anybody else hearing a whistle sound? I don't know. You were the only one who mentioned it, Wesley. Okay, so they are in the wormhole. So in 42 minutes, that thing expands. Life with Matthew says, no whistle over here. Thank you, Life with Matthew. Thank you, Yosef. So, Jadzia says we're just going to have to avoid all those things. And he's like, precision driving through a wormhole. It's never been done. She's like, until now. Jadzia says she'll do it if she has to, but level 5 pilot would be better. Okay, so Vertron levels are well within safe limits. He's taking the inertial dampeners offline, meaning they've always been on this entire time. Just to be clear. I mean, these things are pretty big and they're not moving. It doesn't seem like they're all that hard to avoid. You can see them, and they don't appear to be moving towards you or away from you. They seem to be relatively still. I really don't see why flying through them is that big of a deal. Wesley only hears a whistle sound when I talk. Oh, Uncle Remus hears a whistle sound when I talk. So, Dax finds a passage at the last second, and they're headed in that direction, even though the kid doesn't see the passage. Jadzia says, hold your course, and now he sees it. It's less than 17 meters across. And Jadzia says the ship's only 14 meters wide. That gives you over 2 meters to work with. Virtuon levels are redlining. 5 seconds to Gamma, which is, I guess, where they have to put it. Oh, to the Gamma quadrant. Yeah, let's just beam this out in the Gamma quadrant and leave it there. That's the safest place. It'll be centuries before we have to worry about it. Rock says there's a high-pitched squeal in the left channel of the audio. It's constant, but it's there. Okay. Okay, well, even though this is about over, let's just see what we can do. Is that any better, Rock Solid? So Jadzia is saying that she, of course, Sassy's going to bark. So Jadzia and the Initiate get off, have a good ending, and she gives him a little peck on the cheek. He knows what he has to do, shakes her hand, and he leaves. And she says, I'm not Curzon, to herself. And she's all happy. And episode is over. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if there's any, if it was any better. Since I do not hear it, maybe because I have YouTube Premium. Sci-Fi Nation says that Rockstar to turn his hearing aid down. And Rockstar says, yes, it eliminated it on my end. I normally only listen with one earbud, so I don't hear it. Yeah, you know what? I only listen with the right earbud. I didn't even think about putting in the left earbud. But it's gone now. Well, I wouldn't have heard it anyway. But, okay, well, sorry to Wes that he had to leave, but I understand. If it was an annoying sound, it was an annoying sound. I apologize to anyone who had to put up with it. I liked this episode. I did. I thought I remember watching it for the first time and just thinking the whole idea of picking up an entire other universe, that was expanding was just the coolest thing ever. I'll grant you now, 20-something years later, 30 even, maybe, I don't know, however long it's been. It's not the same excitement that it was, but at the time, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really fun. I thought seeing Jadzia and this kid, and, she was only in this position a few years earlier. It's not that she's had the symbiont for a decade. She's only, I think she said 2 or 3 years out of the joining herself. So it's like, going back to visit your high school 2 or 3 years after you graduate. It's not a tremendous change, even though you're college now, but you were there not all that long ago. I like this episode. I really do. I mean, it's not one of the most interesting. Doesn't give a whole lot of background. It gives some background on Jadzia, but not a ton. Introduces the voles, which will come back from time to time, though there's not a hell of a lot of them. Just the whole fact that they still have to deal with voles. I mean, why can't they just beam them off the station or something? I know. It's canon that it's very difficult to lock on the life signs in the Jeffries tubes of the station because Cardassian metals for some reason. And of course that comes in handy when people have to hide in the Jeffries tube. But it just seems like, there could be a portable device or something that could scan for any voles within 100 meters and just beam them, if not into space, into a track. And then they could all drop the voles off on some uninhabited planet somewhere, so that the hippies of the future don't complain. Thomas Potts says, do another episode. I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm sorry. Joseph says, now I hear feedback on both channels on 300 euro headphones. Well, I will completely fix it before my next live stream. Sorry about that. And we are going to end this stream anyway, so you will not hear it for much longer. Joseph says, the rats will be back on Empok Nor episode. Yes, Empok Nor. That's the name of the episode and the other station. And then we'll see Empok Nor again in the magnificent Ferengi. But those are a ways out, I believe. I don't think Empok Nor is certainly not Sex Season 2. I did look through the rest of the episodes of the season, and they all look pretty decent episodes. I didn't notice... I don't think we have any sucky episodes between now and the end of the season, which is a testament to Deep Space Nine really finding its footing pretty early. And then Season 3, it just gets better. And, of course, 4 is even better than 3. And, you know, it's going to feel like it's going real fast when the episodes get really good. And maybe we will do 2 episodes at a time at that point. We'll see what happens. Sci-Fi Nations is great stream as always, Bud. Live long and alpaca, everyone. Take care, guys. Yeah, live long and alpaca. Qapla. And I don't know what I'm going to do again with Picard. I'm going to try to get to sleep early, which means I'll probably say hi when Midnight's Edge After Dark starts in an hour or so. And then I will probably fall asleep. So if I wake up at 3 a.m., I can just watch Picard. We'll see what happens. You'll hear from me at some point tomorrow. If there's something that important, I do have the community tab on my YouTube channel. If something big happens, I will post it probably both on Twitter and on the community tab of my YouTube channel. If there's going to be some, epic change in my plans. But otherwise, I will put out some type of review as early as possible tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So I hope. Joseph, we are years away from the Empok Nor. Thomas is, I think DJ wants to do 5 more episodes so he can't stream. No, DJ should stream. Oh, right, because he's in the unicorn costume. Live long and alpaca, everyone, and prosper. Oh, you live long and prosper. Says, Sci-Fi, how many subs to get the community tab? Sci-Fi, I know Anti-Trekker says it's 10,000, but I had the community tab forever. So I think you might be grandfathered in if you have an older channel. If you don't have a community tab yet, I'm honestly not sure if or when you'll get it. I had it for as long as I can remember. I had the community tab, but my channel is over a decade old. It's only in the last year and a half that I've actually started doing regular YouTube content, that I wanted subscribers. Before that, it was just a channel I put up random videos for my family and my friends. I didn't give a shit about anything else. Rock Solid is streaming in 45 minutes. Very cool. And so I will see you guys later tonight on Rock Solid stream or Midnight's Edge with Anti-Trekker. Oh, and Anti-Trekker, if you are listening still, Nerdrotic on his stream earlier today did confirm you are scheduled to be on Friday Night Tights tomorrow. Friday. So yes, Anti-Trekker Nerdrotic is confirming you, and he announced you as one of the people on the stream for Friday Night Tights for Friday. So, excuse me. He announced you, Mary Mayhem, and I forget who else, but So, and him, of course. So, yes, be ready. Be ready. Qapla All, take care. And use Picard as a sleep aid, says Uncle Remus. Uncle Remus, we'll see. I'll be too excited to use it as sleep aid for the first episode. I don't want to be disappointed, Uncle Remus. I really don't want to be disappointed. I want to come on and say, yes, guys, we weathered through 2 years of Discovery and god-awful short tracks, but we maybe, and it's only going to be the first episode. So even if it's great, it doesn't mean that we're safe. But we could at least say we've weathered, and we may have a payout coming. That episode 1 blew my mind. It made me feel like a kid again. It made me look at Star Trek like something special again. Something I haven't felt since probably DS9 went off the air. Maybe a few times on Enterprise, but something I haven't felt in over a decade. Since well before the 2009 movies, right? I haven't felt it since maybe. I mean, Nemesis. I didn't love Nemesis. I mean, in hindsight, Nemesis is a lot better than anything we got since. But I didn't leave Nemesis loving Nemesis. The last episode of Trek I really, really loved was probably a couple of good episodes of Enterprise, and before that was season 7 of DS9. So I want it to be like that. Will it be? I don't know. We'll see. I hope so. Anyway, guys, take care. Good night. Qapla. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Birdo Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.